Hello Orchid friends, welcome back to my channel. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a great day, staying healthy and staying safe. Today we're looking at my Phalaenopsis Sweet Memory M. And this one I usually call it M2 because I have two Sweet Memory M's in my collection and this one is number 2. And for some reason this bloom cycle number 2 started to bloom much earlier, so I decided to kind of show you number 2's bloom video before number 1's bloom video, which I am yet to make. So Sweet Memory M is also very fragrant because it has Phalaenopsis in its parentage. And I can tell you, it's not easy to find Sweet Memory in general within the US. And for those of you who are in Europe, you're really in luck because a lot of orchid hobbyists from your region, European regions, has expressed that it's very easy to find Sweet Memory Leodoro, which is another cultivar of Sweet Memory in Europe. You can find them at, grocery stores even. So for those of you who may want to give this a try and you're in Europe, definitely keep open your eyes when you visit your local grocery stores because you may just be lucky enough to pick them up for really cheap. And the reason I even call out the fact that it's cheap or inexpensive because in the US, because it's harder to find, it's a rare variety, so the price tag usually is quite a bit bigger. For me, I paid $50 for each plant, and that is considered reasonable for Sweet Memory. I have even seen $75, $95, or over $100 for a younger plant on eBay. Personally, I won't go for it, but I know some people who really want a Sweet Memory M may actually purchase it. So I guess it just all depends on whether you have the budget to do so. Personally, if it's more than $50, I really have to think twice or even 3 times before I make that purchase. But it's really nice orchid to have in any collection, I can tell you that. And it's not fussy, it's very easy to take care of. And each year, it's such a reliable bloomer. Although this type of orchid in my care usually give me 1 to 2 flowers, sometimes 3, but no more than that. And I suspect that that's because the Phalaenopsis parentage, because Phalaenopsis typically gives me at most 2 flowers at a time, and that could also be because my Phalaenopsis are still relatively young, but my Sweet Memories have never given me more than 3 flowers. So here, the segment is the second blooming of this orchid, and it's out of the new spike. So between the first batch and the second batch of bloom, I think it was about 5.5 months apart. So I decided to just put them together in this one video to share with you. The medium is a mixture of larger larger hydrocorn and smaller pebble of manto clay together, and it is in a semi-hydro setup, which means drainage holes are at the bottom. The amount of water I give to this orchid is just 1/4 cup of water, and usually on the 6th day, the day before I water my orchids, it would be almost bone dry. So it's the right amount of water. And in terms of fertilizer, this orchid also gets 25% or quarter strength fertilizer each week, except the last week of the month I would just use water to soak this orchid really well and drain it really well. Another thing I want to share with you about Sweet Memory, and based on my observation, and this is true for both Leodoro, which I also have 2 in my collection, and Sweet Memory, my 2 Sweet Memory, is that they usually keep their flower spike for another additional year and then bloom, and after that the older spike would always die back and abort. and of course, every year it would produce a new spike. But in my experience, they have never kept their spikes for more than 2 years. And I don't know if that is also the case for you guys. For those of you who have sweet memories, you know, whether it's Leodoro, Sweet Memory M's, or Babble or Bubble, let me know, because I'm curious about your experience and how your sweet memory, how long your sweet memories keep their spikes. Because for me, it's 2 years tops, and then they would, you know, retire their older spikes and then produce new ones. Another thing about this orchid, or this type of quote-unquote hard to find novelty orchids in general, there seems to be a period where people would talk about them so often that everybody wants to get a hold of them, and then it would kind of die down for another 2 to 3 years, and then people would start talking about them again. I was talking with my other orchid hobbyist friends, and the conclusion that we draw is, well, it takes time for these orchids to become mature under the care of orchid nurseries. So it takes 2 to 3, sometimes even 4 years. And that's why it almost seems like it's always cyclical, where people would talk about certain type of orchids all of a sudden, and then it would die down when nobody really talk about them. And then all of a sudden, because they're released for purchase, and once people get them, they'll talk about them, which then, you know, cause more people know about them to want to get them, right? So it's always cyclical. Another example would be mini-mark, Phalaenopsis mini-marks. They sometimes, you know, all of a sudden people will want to get them, and sometimes you don't hear anything about mini-mark. I've seen mini-mark being sold at orchids.com, and that's Norman's Orchid. I've also seen other smaller nurseries selling mini-marks, but it's by no means abundant supply. So it takes a little bit of luck, really, to stumble upon them, to then be able to get a couple. I'm lucky enough that I have a few that I purchased from Joseph Wu's Orchid. I got 5 seedlings and all of them survived. So I have 5 mini-marks in my collection, but that's beside the point. Okay, here is the bonus footage. So here are the 2 Sweet Memory M's that I have in my collection, and then on the far left is the Leodoro, which you'll see in a little bit, and they all happen to have a little bit of overlap with one another. So I put them side by side to give you a sense of how they compare against one another. Essentially, they all smell the same to me, and their color variation aren't really that different, but you know, they're really good orchids to have, and I enjoy them greatly. This is all I have for you today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you would like to get more orchid related videos from my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification. I want to wish you happy growing, and I will talk to you in my next video. Ciao!